Don't don't play with her. Don't be dishonest. I'm back and I'm better. I want you bad as ever. Don't need a letter. Need a letter. I'm on a level. I'm gonna tell you better. Oh, you offer. But I can't, this is showing you better. We together. Lately, you say you've been killing the vibe. Gotta be scared of this guy. Hold up, skirt, get in the right. Leather is thin, the other is dripping and die. Yeah, you deserve don't don't play with it, don't be dishonest. I'm back and I'm better. I want you bad as ever. Read his letter. What is that? Oh, see it is better. I'm on a level. Yeah. So part three, profit. I'm sorry if one, Raven is late. Two, you guys were looking for the Zoom link. I know. I failed you. I failed you. I failed you. Okay, I failed you. I would get this tracking shit down, man. All right, cool. Yeah, there we go. Much better. Okay, so part three of prompting to profit. This is my favorite thing. I actually said that I was. I feel like I hate I'm going back in my word, but I said I was gonna use this baby today. Gizmo for your first day. Did you do good? Huh? All right, Gizmo, I'm gonna teach you how to nod. All right, you're gonna learn how to nod, huh? You think you learn how to nod for me? Can you? Hmm? Just uh, you'll learn. But yes, I wanted to use this today, but we ended up not needing to. Could have, but we didn't need to. And I guess that's okay. So, what else can we do today? Well, first and foremost, let me turn down the lights. Dun, 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 and light a candle. Dun, 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 dun. I thought we can get a little bit crazy for the night shift. Huh? What do you think? Yeah? I don't know. I'm hoping we can use this as some way to film some unique content. We'll see. Better be like, hi, with a bunch of eyes, or hey, with a bunch of wide eyes. I died 100 times. I am my whole life that I been inside. Make me new again. Make me new again. Make me new again. Tonight. Make me new again. Make me new again. Make me new again. Tonight. Tonight. Make me new again. What am I doing for now? Now. Big ol' Verajal. 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 Radio. The only podcast that you guessed it can run like this. The only podcast that can run like this. The only podcast that can run like this. Only podcast that can run like this. Only podcast that can run like this. Only podcast run like this. On my head, I'm like yeah. On my head, I'm like this. Oh my God, oh my God, oh yeah, oh my God, 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 oh my God. Oh my God, more like this. So I guess that's the question, ladies and gentlemen. How does this help you profit? Right? That's the $1 million question. How does this make you profit? And no, ladies and gentlemen, those are not cum stains on my pants. It's detergent. So, welcome to the night shift. We've touched over a lot of different topics today. And if you were nice enough to make it this far, you might have just made it to the best topic yet. You see, this late night stream is especially dedicated to the late night promiscuity. Yes. We're gonna have to pour one out for the Gooner community. Okay. There are subgenres and cultures out here, ladies and gentlemen, that bad people will be using to manipulate pictures, photos, hell, even drawings of your loved ones. And there will be nothing that you can do about it. Sure, you can sue today, but the laws will continue to change, ladies and gentlemen. We're already seeing it in real time with Gronk. You put anyone you want into a translucent bikini. Or is that psychology? Is it just appearing that is what the conversation is really about? I think that in all reality, on this particular topic, I can see a world where it's a you consent to your likeness being used in any way that is deemed fit to the platform. I can see that. And it's just an opt-in assignment. I can see that. And I don't think it should be feared. I don't think it should be, you know, I don't think it should be a front of mind. I think that instead of using this technology to enhance promiscuity and whatever you deem is immoral with this type of a tool, both from a ethical standpoint, financial standpoint, and more importantly a moral standpoint. You should use these tools with great responsibility. And I hope, if nothing else, through my lessons and through what I've talked about here, that message rings true and is clear. Have integrity. Remember, you're using these platforms and these tools to build a better life, not derail another life. You're using these tools and technologies not to derail another life. Ladies and gentlemen, night shift, the 8 p.m. class. Not gonna lie to you, ladies and gentlemen, I've been doing this all day long, and I have never felt better than this moment right here with you. As we check on the status of our Zoom room, we realized the last export was in .zoom file, and now we're like, oh, we want the full megs. Well, we got the full megs, and I kept it going after the camera was off. So I needed to stop the recording to do this late night recording. And now we're here. But I don't find this pointless. I feel like this YouTube live is actually going to be very important one day. I think that it will actually be referenced in articles all around the world. I think that this will inspire generations upon generations to learn and improve and hell, be a dreamer. Be unwillfully stubborn and delusional. Be as delusional as you can for as long as you can. Build the world that you always wanted. Trust for you, but build what you always wanted. We live in such a great time where we can do just practically anything. Whatever you're thinking right now, you can execute. Hell, you didn't like what you wore yesterday, and you have a better idea to wear tomorrow. You can change that out. You can take the same picture and remix it 50 times and post it 50 different times. I guess the real question is why? Why do you want to do these things? Why? And that why stumps a lot of people to the point where they don't want to answer. Answer. It can be a very simple or it can be very long-winded, but answer. Find your caller. Live on Real Radio. Real Radio. Let's check that status update. I have to put my back to you. Real Radio. I hope you don't mind. Nastiness, nastiness, nastiness. Nastiness, nastiness. Nastiness, nastiness. Nastiness, nastiness. Nastiness, nastiness. 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 Nasty, nice. Nasty, nice. Nasty, nice. Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, 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 wow. 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 Nasty, nice. Nasty, nice. Wow. Wow. Yeah, it's like a medium sized screen. I wish that could work though. Alright, last one of the night. Fucking strong as shit. If it's been strong. If it's been strong, then my love.
Recording in progress.
Nasty, nice. Please don't put my ring up as I was seen it. Fuck you doing, B? The fuck you doing, B? We don't let well, we never had low, never seen up. The fuck you doing, B?
for that to become. Because for that to become. When we started, we just the vessels. You know what I mean? Yeah, it is. I can't believe this. Everybody also thinks we're about double Cubans and Cartiers and shit on people's scenes. I'm just trying to shit. Gosh, bro, damn, well, they ain't got another one. We're better. Join you, bro. Flexible. He's using the forbidden third connecting method. Flex bathing. He says somebody for $1 will happen in your ass in your pocket. I have to add to this.
What kind of content is this?
This is getting out of hand. It's gone too far. You don't have to flex your money to try to start your West with the hands of
Yo, that shit was nasty.
At some point in their adolescence. Yeah. And not necessarily to play professional. Yeah. But I just think that athletics, like when I played sport.
Last Sunday, we had two separate.
All right. The Zoom is recording. I'm balling like I'm Jordan. I don't even need the green screen. That's the thing. Okay.
Oh, this is more than I thought. I will figure out a real use case for you one day. Ugh.
Man, one of my favorite scenes by far. I love. So I downloaded a few. That's what I've been doing, just kind of going through some of these clips because I wanted to run through some of these clips. Yeah, there's a lion. Another I call it Argentine. Welcome in to the greatest show on earth. It's Prompt to Profit Live, and we are here. Guys, having a little bit of fun. We got some viewers right now on YouTube. We got our beautiful people here in the Zoom. We're going to be going over. We're still on video AI. We talked about stacks. We talked about agents. Talked about vibe coding or building websites. And I've even shown a couple processes already today of how building a website for any brand or content is pretty simple. I mean, we've had some great generations today, to say the least. Uh, one of my personal favorites. You know, we've been doing some very cool stuff. Oh. It's very cool stuff. You know, so for our podcast, we show you how you can create apps with AI and then immediately go into your branding and marketing. 'Cause I think that's the biggest thing that people are learning. They're like, all right, I can learn and do all these things with AI, but like now that I've done them, what do I do next? Well, the next is to market it. How do you market it? You gotta be visually appealing, you gotta get them out of their seats, gotta get them going. So that's what we're doing here essentially. Starting from the bottom to the top and creating something new. That's not a clothing brand. I had because I had to break down from Printify. That's what it is. That's what happened. So Printify is on. Gosh, all of this should be on a different tab. There we go. There it is. All right, and already given great prompts. And the cool thing is that the Asinine brand webpage was up as well. I could do some really cool stuff with just like a try on haul, but linking it all back to the website itself. So that's actually what I want to do. I want to test this try on haul. Now, mind you, I just want to say this app Higgsfield that we're using here for video AI. I mean, it's a deluxe suite. Let me tell you, it's expensive. This is going to be a 55 credit generation, and I've already wasted well over 400 to 500 credits today on these 4 animations. I see that Kelly's unmuted. How are you doing today? Welcome to Prom Profit Live.
Thank you.
What are you looking to learn here today? How can I help or teach you something new today?
Well, I just wanted to tune in to see what it was all about. I'm new to AI, but I really am engaged and want to definitely move as and be in it. I mean, it obviously it's going to be what's the future. It's not even the future; it's the present.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're actively in the AI movement.
So yeah, I'm just trying to see, how can I make things that either I'm not good at or tasks that are, mundane or too much. It's like, how can I be more efficient and productive? Especially trying to launch business, another business.
Okay. So what have you done with AI that you really have liked or passionate about?
I mean, what I've done so far is, I've written a couple of agents for work to streamline a couple of processes as far as analysis and worksheets. But in my spare time, I like to use it more towards, creating pictures and things like that, and designs. And so, I get to a point where I've got the design, I've got it pressed up on how it looks like, but then I need to start marketing. And so it's like I want to find ways to help to help myself market products and things like that I may be selling, and utilize AI, because I don't want to be the front face of my business, so to speak. I know that's kind of probably sounds odd. Most people want to be out there. I'm kind of a behind the scenes person, but I'm running it's a like 2 or 3 person project or group, but we want to appear as if we are many.
You're right. Right. You want to have your hands in multiple lanes. Now, I guess my question to you is, does paying a higher monthly fee deter you in your aspirations to get to that goal?
No, I think if it's something that works, I don't mind paying a fee for it. I'm getting ready to sign up for Claude AI, and I figure I'm going to have to pay a fee for that. I already pay the fees on a few AI sites that I use on a regular basis, and to me, it's worth it to be able to. It's like what I learned. I think it was InvestFest that I was at. Is that in order to play, you got to pay.
AI world is definitely a pay for play space. What I would say is sign up for Claude, especially if it's through your work. I think that's a good idea. One thing I want to make sure everyone gets away from this is that every AI talks different, and if you got to learn each one's personality to know how you can utilize them. What I will say is Claude is actively implemented in a lot of different products already, and you can end up talking to Claude to get tasks done, maybe without having to sign up for Claude. I know for a lot of our clients, we've been using this app Base44 to build websites, landing pages, email signups, even donation pages, video games, all through this app. And I've had zero problems, and you get to use the latest version of Claude on there as well. So you're getting the best of both worlds, and just being able to be modular. Whereas Claude Code right out the box is very coder based. It's you have to learn their language to get certain commands, and it goes back into the prompting. That's a whole new language of prompting you may have to learn if it's a learning curve. But at least when you do it this way, you get like an easier ease into everything. And it's also price difference, right? Claude Code Pro is $200. Base44, you're limited to 500 credits a month, and I'm somewhere in the 300 range right now. But you get Claude with it, So I think that
what does something like that run then?
Something like Base44 that I have on screen. This like I said, this runs $100.
Okay, so half of what I would be paying with just having Claude.
Yeah, and this you get 3 different AIs in one plan. Yeah, but I mean that sounds compelling and convincing. And then I'll tell you something about Higgsfield, which I have something generating right now. This has about 6 or 7 different AI that you use at the same time, mainly the entire Google suite, and a lot of other visual AI based platforms all in one to get these results.
So with this Higgsfield, is it used for like certain things? Like, is that purely
it's your marketing agency. It's your marketing agency AI.
Okay, it's your marketing agency.
Yeah. Because this is the marketing studio where it's just geared towards product and stopping the scroll type of content. You also have their you know, video editing stuff, you have image editing, and you also have audio editing. So you can they have this thing called motion control where if I had a picture of you and then I recorded myself doing a dance, I can make you do the dance that I'm doing.
Oh, wow.
That's what all these videos are. These were all pictures that someone just submitted a video. If you can see my cursor, to do that exact same thing.
I was toying around last night with some AI that does that. You know, it's like I was just kind of playing with it. And so at one point, I put myself in a football uniform, just using a picture of me.
Mm-hmm.
And then another one, I've got myself in a picture with Michael Jackson.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Hold on. Hold on. I'm going to send it to you. This is just me playing around with this one AI. Now, let me see. And then, there was one that created a video of me dancing, which I thought was like, I was like, wow. It's not S8, it's a 9. He's like, AS19 is ASI, asinine.
Yeah, the AI interpreted the wording as AS19.
It just created it on its own.
No, that was me using a feature on Higgsfield called Supercomputer. And this is the equivalent to Claude Code for Higgsfield. And yeah, it actually uses Claude, ChatGPT, and Gemini. Yeah. But because that's how these companies make money. You know, they go to Claude, they go to ChatGPT, and then they aggregate their AI into their service. And then them, us, the customer, are paying these credit fees so that they can send API calls back and forth. Long story short, it gets very expensive to call back and forth. So that's why a lot of people just go to the source and pay for Claude. But Claude also costs a lot of money. A lot of money. So it's how you want to slice it. I say I honestly think diving straight into Claude, that's okay. I don't recommend it. It's a learning curve, and on top of that, it's just I feel that there's a big hype around, oh, use Claude, but people are just hyping it because it's the thing to hype. There's still all AIs are still gonna hallucinate. At the end of the day, it's about how you prompt. It really is. It's like you can set your AI up with all these skills and have it self-reason, all this back and forth, but you have to you gotta give it the space.
So what can like the average Joe here do to learn how to better prompt? I mean, I think I'm a pretty good prompter, but I also think that I could definitely be better.
You in a Ravens jersey. Oh, you go Michael, this is cute. I think this is the only thing that stops anyone from being a great prompter. They stop thinking. They stop saying and critically putting together their thoughts before giving it to AI. You know, I've seen a lot of people prompt. I've seen a lot of people get good results, bad results, objectively great results. I think it all comes down to, for the average Joe, before you go to the AI, write out what it is that you want to say. Absorb that. Type out what you want to say. And then go with the redefined version to AI. Sometimes.
Okay, so does this say, you have not because you ask not kind of thing with AI? It's like it's there, I just haven't unleashed it because I have not visualized enough to pull it out of AI.
No, because this is what I think it is now. It's not about pulling it out of AI. You need to make sure AI is understanding you. That's why I say everyone needs to write out what it is they want before going to AI. Because AI will try to tell you the wrong thing. That's why we all get frustrated with it. And then to say that we're telling it, no, don't do this. No, you need to explain the idea and then say, hey, say it back to me. And read what it thinks you want out of it. Because that will help you get more accurate results. I did the same thing for all my best websites. And I did that so much that I just asked for the prompt sometimes because I know I refined it so much that it can tell me the prompt that I'm looking to make for this website or for this customer, for this or for that, or for this AI agent or for anything. But to get to that point, it's more than just walking into the chat and saying, hey, give me this. No. You need to stack your prompts. That's a little bit more advanced. You need to stack the prompts. Start off like this. Work through some kinks. Then set a new rule. Work through some more kinks. Now, that process is being eliminated because of this new thing called skills. Claude's been making it very popular. They made Gronk enable the feature as well. But if you give the AI a skill in a certain chat, if I did, is this button? No, these are just connectors and elements.
So is this like would these be like creating agents?
No, agents is still a completely different process.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, when we're talking about skills. Skills are, you can look at it as like the agent's power. Like, you can create an agent, but like until you say, hey, I want you to be a researcher, or I want you to be this, or I want you to do this. Those are giving it skills. But where's
maybe the blame.
Where are you?
Contingent compensation. Call now to find out if you qualify. There are deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now. Call 800-923-86.
I was recently talking to
624.
And I gave him a skill. So I made an inspiring storytelling skill, which creates writing content specifically designed to inspire others to share their personal stories.
Why aren't you talking to me?
That's the skill. That's it. Point blank.
Alright.
And
that's the skill that you've given.
And that's the thing, I can repeat that. I can give it to any AI in my system, so that they have that as like their preset before even starting the task. So it's supposed to save you time in prompting. Is theoretically what it's supposed to do.
Okay.
Because you would originally have had to tell it all this. You would have had to tell it that your skill is to make PDFs. You have to tell it that your skill is to make Excel files that you can read and be writing and edit and written.
So I have a question. So you know, like I sent you the picture. How did AI know to make me with a belly? Because the actual picture that it was two like buff, flat stomach football players, and it took my picture and it made that player have a belly. Which I mean, it's accurate if it's me, right? But I was just
Ma,
wondering.
but the thing is that if the picture that you're referencing had two people with bellies, it knew to give you a belly.
No, the picture didn't have two people with bellies. They were very flat, buff,
you
six-pack
said that.
having football players.
As you literally just said that they were flat chest buff football players.
But then you look at the picture, I have a belly. My shirt is up and with a belly sticking out.
What AI did you use?
I don't know, it was something new when it appeared and I decided to play with it as a test. Hold
How
on, I
many
can
pictures
tell
did you
you.
give of it?
It's called Glam AI.
I've heard of Glenn. It depends if you gave multiple pictures of it. It probably knew that you had a belly and was able to generate it.
No, I gave it one picture. Hold on, where is it at? I mean, granted, I wish my arms looked like that, but but they don't. But it's all good. This this is the picture that I gave it of me. And then it had the picture of the players, like it was two players. Let me see if I can locate. This was what was in their thing, and I was like, well, you know, combine these two pictures. Where is it? Here it is. Okay. Hold on, I'll just send this. Okay. It's the picture of the two in blue. That's what it came from.
Oh, okay.
And then I just kind of edited. It first had me in the blue football suit, and I was like, put me in a Baltimore Ravens uniform. And then, I kept playing with it some more. Then I ended up throwing Glynis's face into it. And then I was like, oh, Cowboys uniform. Yeah, man, I didn't really wearing this stuff. I'm reading again.
Yeah, those are two really
This
good
is
ads.
working. So this is working on like an ad for Google kind of thing. Not Google, but for like either TikTok or something like that.
Yeah, they're product driven ads. One's a try on, one's like a out of this world reference. But yeah, I can reference other ads to build around and recreate. I can do URL and making an ad. So like the website was up, I could do like ad centric stuff where it would take elements of the website, put it on a phone, put it on like a background and make a whole storyline around whatever we wanted.
That is wild.
Yeah, it's a very, very powerful platform. That's just the marketing side of it. Again, the supercomputer made that whole entire podcast segment that we see here. And it went through a lot of steps to do it. Like it first generated the individual characters, as we see here. It generated the set, then put them on the set, and then storyboard how the actions and the talk sequences would go. Which again is this is the most important part. That's why I keep saying write it out before you go to AI.
Right.
Because it literally did it in front of us here. It wrote it out before it even went to the generation step. These are the defined steps that at least I'm trying to teach when I'm talking about this stuff.
So I have a question. So like for instance, you know how I keep saying ask 19? How did you get it to, is it that you write the actual word that you want it to say so that it's phonetically saying it?
There's a couple things that can be done. It could be that this again. We're dealing with one of the most powerful uh, AI video platforms there is in the world. So what this thing can actually also do outside of the supercomputer, I think. Oh, I did an ASA9 brand analysis. Oh, that was this. So this thing can also get me on the supercomputer. There we go. So audio wise, I can do translate,
It's time.
speech, long form, voice sensitive.
Want it? My US Polly leave. It's maybe the end of an era, but their legacy is short, so live on.
So I can use 11 Labs to actually do voiceovers for to actually replace them saying the wrong words. You can also take it to an editor and change stuff.
Surprised by rising prices related to base units you have right.
No, too. Your Aunt D says she will watch it
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I saw it. I saw it.
Okay.
But yeah, no, so you can, there's a couple ways to do it. I could throw it in here and actually get them to re-say the word in a different way. I can also just have the supercomputer
Make sure to
understand the term AS
just like a one time.
And I've got some, on the sideline, I want to talk to you about your whole thing. Because I think what you've got here is tremendous, first of all.
Is that how you spell it? AS9? No, that's not it.
And with zero selling fee, he keeps every dollar she earns. Don't wear it, sell it. Give advice on a needle during an allergic reaction is traumatic for full supplies. If your allergies, ask me.
So this is actually being recorded. How long are these sessions that you're running?
They were originally planned for an hour apiece, but they've all run about an hour and a half. This one's probably gonna go 2 hours.
It's my lifestyle.
Why is this one going 2 hours? Because it's the late night one?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, hold on 2 seconds. This is your Aunt D. Give me a second.
So this should probably fix that.
ready? Flash, no focus. I'll break you quick. Brain without thought is hollow. That night.
What? That sucks. Alright, we're ready. I might not be able to today upload the video, but I will be back to stream with the Kling edit for video. And clear some of those files I'm picking up, but let's see if I can have a different video file we can work with instead then. And that's enough said. I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys that have came out. You know what? We're gonna run it all the way to 10 o'clock. Y'all get 15 more minutes out of me. 15 more minutes. What's going on YouTube, man? What y'all got any questions for me? What's going down? Let's see. I am in the room. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. And ladies and gentlemen, obviously this doesn't end here. Real Radio is still running live right now. Well, let's see. We talked about vibe coding, we talked about security, we talked about Gooning, we talked about Higgs field, we talked about our stack, we talked about the importance of prompting. We showed you guys how to mold prompts and get information out of AI, and probably the best way to go about it. We talked about branding and marketing. We talked about habits and skills and nuances between what was achievable maybe a year or two ago versus now. We've seen quality increases. We showcased how to run a full marketing campaign, not just around a picture, but creating a picture to then create a website, to then take that website and then make a whole ad campaign. Ladies and gentlemen, I couldn't ask for a better time myself. Today took out 50% of my credits on Higgsfield. I think I took actually more than that. I think I took out close to 70% of my credits because I was at like 90, 91%. I'm at 30. I'm at 30. This one right here, I just had to regenerate something. They definitely getting my ass for this. Now, I will say the AI models that it did for me, it didn't do that good of a job. Look at that. They want to get your money. Is fixated on me with them damn glasses. Wow, you could do a mad little. That's so crazy. Damn, this bitch is still going. Ladies and gentlemen, that about does it. I've given you my heart, my soul, and my love. So, I hope you appreciate all that we're able to bring to you guys this evening. We have a few more generations we're gonna play before we get out of here. That's cool. What the f-
Well, it did what I was looking for, but it completely just took me out of the picture. No, it's not me. Okay?
what the supercomputer come up with? Oh man, the supercomputer came up with that shit though. Oh goodness, what? Look at this. that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. You know, the one thing I really wish I got to do was release Loving You Is So Amazing today as part of all the beautiful things that I had to offer. But either way, things worked out the way they were supposed to, and I really appreciate you guys stopping into Real Radio or Real Listen TV. So, let's get you guys back in the mix because we are mixed. You get my gist?